Jake Sherman, you have some polling on the Republican attacks on Hunter Biden. How are they shaping up? Are they sticking?
We're actually seeing an unusual, somewhat unusual level of breakthrough on this story. Our poll shows, the Politico Morning Consult poll shows this morning that 50% of people have heard a lot or some. That is, and it does say that 51% heard not much or nothing at all. But to put this in context, this is a story that's by and large lived in the right-wing mediascape. It has not broken through to a large degree to the front page of the New York Times or Washington Post or Wall Street Journal, but has kind of remained in that universe. So I would say that it does seem a bit high. Not that the polling's wrong. I believe the polling. It seems unusually high for a story that's kind of existed in one ideological sphere.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So I just came across this clip, and I just want to make a quick video about it because there's not a ton to say, but there's a few things that I really feel like need to be said about it. And so I'm just going to kind of free flow my thoughts on this. The video starts off with Mika Brzezinski starting out by framing the Hunter Biden scandal as a Republican attack. And I just find that interesting because that goes into what I say about the only legitimate scandal is one involving the Democrats' political opposition. The very idea that somebody could be accusing Democrats of something, well, that's obviously a Republican attack. A standard that you never see them use for Republicans. They never talk about a Republican scandal and preface it by saying that it's a Democrat attack. It's just never described that way. And it's just one of the many ways that the media uses to bury or otherwise deflect a story. And really that's what this whole segment is about. It's a couple of left-wingers, a couple of Democrats, and a media bubble where they think only the things that they report or only the things that they give legitimacy are legitimate. And that's how you get to this, the only legitimate election is one that's won by Democrats. The only legitimate scandal, is one involving their opposition. The only legitimate media is media that's pushing a Democrat Party left-wing agenda. Any media that's not reporting what they're reporting, well, that's not legitimate. That's just right-wing or Republican. The only legitimate protest is one involving left-wingers. The only legitimate election interference is an interference that's directed at Democrats. We all know that there's interference being used against Republicans because China favors Democrats. But you never hear about that. They don't talk about it because they want people thinking that that's the only thing that's happening is interference against Democrats. Just like when it comes to other topics, they cherry pick stories so that they can craft this narrative that suits them politically. And so we get into this guy talking about, there's 50% of people who believe that. Wow, that's a high number. He's surprised because they have done everything they can to bury this story about Hunter Biden. The fact of the matter is this stuff is confirmed. I mean, these emails and texts, we know that they're legitimate. We have Bob Alinsky, the guy that they were talking to, and the Biden campaign has not denied that they've had meetings with this guy. They haven't denied anything. The media, on the other hand, is running cover, calling it Russian disinformation, even though the FBI has come out and said that that is not the case.
Apparently, Chairman Schiff wants anything against his preferred political candidate to be deemed as not real and is using the intelligence community or attempting to use the intelligence community to say there's nothing to see here. This has nothing to do with the intelligence community or Russian disinformation. If it was, I would know that. So to be clear, it's not.
And so you get this liberally, Democrat operative pretending to be a journalist. I don't know if these guys are self-aware of what they are or if they just live in such an echo chamber that they just think that that's just the way things are. And so you get him talking about an ideological sphere that, this news only exists over here on the right wing. And that in itself is supposed to discredit it. And it's multiple levels. So right wing is supposed to be bad. They use right wing as a derogative, as a bad thing. You're supposed to just, if it's right wing, it's bad. And so if it's news that comes from the right, you can just dismiss it. And just the very fact that they don't report on it, they say that makes it illegitimate. So that any news that they want to bury for Democrats, they can just simply say that anybody who is reporting that is right-wing or that they're somehow on the fringes. I mean, you literally have the tech giants working hand-in-hand with the media and the Democrats on this, with Twitter banning the New York Post. They banned them for posting this story. I get more and more, I feel like I'm living under a Soviet dictatorship in China, because it's looking more and more like the exact same tactics that the CCP uses on its people. When NPR was asked about it, and remember, this is National Public Radio, meaning that some of the funds that fund it are public funds, and he just straight up said they don't want to waste their time on it. Well, of course they don't. It's detrimental to their party. And notice how they're just building up these excuses for why they can ignore news that's detrimental to their party. Oh, it's Russian disinformation. Oh, it's from the right. Oh, we haven't reported on it and we don't like it, so that makes it not legitimate. So, like I said, there's not a ton to say on this that I haven't already said, but it does show that the story, regardless of the tech giants and the media working to bury this story, that regardless, still 50% of people out there have heard about it. I just think it's hilarious how frustrated these people are that despite their best efforts, the truth is getting out there. That's all for this episode. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support this channel, you can find all those links in the description or pinned comment. Thanks for watching. Keep coming back.